going out all weekend, and tonight is actually Halloween, so I know people are out having fun. So, wanted to jump on here and continue talking about when you want to change and you just can't stay the course. You just can't stick with it. That's what we talked about last week with some of the members that were having problems with sticking to what they wanted to do, or at least one person. And it was just a great conversation on how we can, really get turned around with trying to stick with our goals or what we're trying to do with our health, mind, body, and spirit. Just really trying to get on the right track. A lot of times we can set goals, and sometimes it's just so hard to stick with them. Before I share my story of the day, Mignon, how did you do last week with your goal that you had to work on? What were we working on last week? I completely forgot. Sorry. I mean, I remembered earlier today. Now I can't. It can't. I know it was something with your stomach and your issues with that. Well, just type it in when you get a chance. Just wanted to see how that was panning out for you. That was it. Okay. I just wanted to see how that was panning out for you and if everything was going good with that. So back to when you want to change, but you just can't stay the course. You just can't stick with it. You start something, you can't finish it. You say you start a new diet, but you keep messing up because you keep running into these fast food places, or you keep eating these candy bars, or you're being tempted, or maybe you're not trying to drink right now, and you get to a party or a gathering with friends, and you end up picking up that drink anyways. And just the guilt behind it, or maybe you're just trying to change your behavior. You're not trying to gossip and judge other people and judge yourself, and you're just trying to be a better person. And it just seems to keep coming and showing up into your life. And sometimes it can be really hard. I know for me this week, just for example, I said this week I was going to start detoxing, another detox. And this week I wasn't going to go fasting. So I was going to actually, have just salads, and I'm still going to do it. But let me just tell you the story. So that was my goal, was to, I've been working on not worrying. Oh, and worrying, that was it. Yes. And that was so good. Okay. So working on not worrying and changing eating habits. Okay. Eating crazy. Okay. Okay. Perfect. So that's so good. And that's what we can talk about right now, worrying in, because I have both of those. But today I was dealing with having an issue with my food and not sticking to the goal that I set. And let me tell you, my children ended up staying home from school, and I'm not going to blame it on them because it's not their fault. Had nothing to do with them. But they ended up staying home, and we had to run some errands this morning. And I said, okay, well, I know they wanted Chick-fil-A for breakfast or whatever because they rarely ever get it. So I was like, oh, okay, it's morning time. You guys aren't in school. You want to go by there? They're like, yeah. And probably really I wanted to go by there. Why I'm mentioning it to them, it was really for me. But I really didn't have that like urge or craving for it. So I thought I would be fine. And when I got there, I ended up ordering something, and I'm supposed to be not eating until after 12. And then it was only going to be all raw foods, juices, teas, and water. And of course, I ended up getting something. And I didn't, I felt bad for a minute, like, dang, now why did I even get that? Because I really didn't even need it. After I had it, I was just like, I mean, it was good or whatever because I was hungry, but I didn't really need it. And you get that whole, that guilt thing coming up, and you're feeling like, and that ego's coming in, like, why did you get that? You didn't need that. And I didn't, but I didn't go to where I started to beat myself up. So I was just like, well, I had it. I can still continue with the day and continue with my week. I don't have to just, break now and say, oh, okay, just forget it. I'll just start eating crazy for the rest of the day, or, just go on that complete landslide of, now I've broken my goal or what I'm trying to do. So I'll just go crazy with it. So I didn't do that. So that was good. I was just like, okay, I messed up, and that's okay. I'm not going to beat myself up about it. I'm not going to make myself feel guilty about it. I did it. It happened. Let's move on and let me continue with trying to stick to what I said I was going to do. So I did pretty good for the rest of the day. After we jump off, I didn't have time to eat my salad before we got on tonight. So I'm going to eat my salad after that, and then I want to be done for the night. Um, Trying to do really good with having sugar and stuff like that. So I've been doing really pretty good on that. Um, so yeah, so you'll have those times. That's what I wanted to talk about. I don't know if Denise is on here tonight or not, but she was talking about that. So I just wanted to talk about. I don't know if I had touched on that last week, but really not feeling that's one of the things that you're going to have to deal with when you're trying to change, no matter what it is, whether it's your food, your relationships, whatever it's fallen in whatever part of your life that that change is falling in, you're going to have to deal with, you're going to have some backsliding, and that's okay. Because we're not looking for, I've said this on here before, we've talked about that. We're not looking for perfection. We're just looking to get better, to do it better, and to be consistent. We're not looking for perfection because we're not going to be perfect. We just want to make sure that we get the results that we want. And on the way to doing that, change isn't easy. And that's what I wanted to say too, is that change isn't easy. Change is, super hard. So, starting something new, trying to stick to something, especially like changing the way we eat, changing, our environment, changing how we think. I mean, that is so hard to when we really think about it, changing how we think. Like that is as hard as changing the food we put in our mouth. Trying to get those negative thoughts, that negative conversation out of our mind, not beating ourselves up, not putting ourselves down for the mistakes we make. That's really, really hard. So getting into the practice, and that's just what it is. We have to get in the practice of doing it. So once we get in the practice of doing it, it gets better. And once we start being consistent and actually sticking to what we say we're going to do, then it gets better. But if we don't by chance and we do backslide, there's no reason for us to get into a place of making ourselves feel guilty, making ourselves feel bad, putting ourselves down, because then that's just going to take us really to the place of where we're going to give up and we're just going to say, forget it. I didn't do good. I'm doing the same thing I've always been doing. So I might as well just give up and just do what I usually do. So we don't want to get to that place. So if we start having those feelings of, we're mad at ourselves or we're feeling sad about, making the mistake of breaking our goal or whatever it is that we're trying to do, let's just change our mindset. Let's take some time, get into centering ourselves, get into a little meditation, get into whatever tool that you need to use so that you can get your mind back to where you want it to be, back into the mindset that you want it to be, so that you can continue on the road that you want to. And that's going to be to get into the success of reaching your goal, whatever it might be. So that's super important when we're talking about change. And just knowing that change is hard. Like, I don't think we really take that into consideration when we're trying to do something new or we're trying to change that. It's not going to be easy, but the end result is going to be so, so rewarding and worth it if we can just, stick to what we say that we're going to do. And just wanted to make sure that we're aware of when our ego shows up. And that's going to be when the ego brings in the guilt, when the ego tries to make us the victim, blaming it on someone else, whatever it is that we haven't stuck to. Like, I could have blamed it on my children today. I really could have. Like, I'm eating this because I'm getting it for them and I had to come here. But no, I knew that was not true. So I didn't even let my ego go there. No, ego, do not go there with me. I know what I'm doing. I know what I came here for. And I know in the back of in my subconscious mind, that's a subconscious habit that was going on there, is because I wanted to eat bad, like I used to doing, not all the time. But when I have those cravings, then I want to be able to satisfy it. So I knew that this wasn't something that I could blame on anyone else, that this was just something that was going on within me. And that's something I just need to continue to work on. And I wasn't going to feel sad about it or angry with myself. I was going to just recognize it, be aware of it, and know that, okay, I want to finish the rest of this week off really good and not succumbing to my cravings or anything else like that. I really want to stick to this because I know at the end of this week, I'm gonna feel so good. I'm gonna feel cleaned out. I'm gonna have amazing energy. My skin is gonna be glowing. I am going to probably lose a couple of inches. I mean, I'm going to feel good. I'm not going to have brain fog. I'm going to be thinking clear. So all of this is going to help in so many different ways in my body, my mind, my spirit. I'll have better meditations. I'll have better just time when I'm having time to myself and I'm just being. I can really, feel clear and I can really feel aware and in the present moment because I'm not eating a bunch of junk and my body is, taking a break on digestion and working and doing all that work because I'm not eating the food that's messing me up. So those are some things to think about. And then there was another thing. Okay, we talked about beating up yourself. Um, and I wanted to talk about it's not, I think I already did, but I'm just going to touch on it again. It's not about messing up or feeling that like we let ourselves down. It's not about that. Like, we don't want to keep thinking like that. We want to learn. And that was the part that I didn't say learn to just forgive ourselves and make sure that we're having the compassion for ourselves. And I say this all the time, and I'm going to keep saying it because how you're going to learn is me being repetitive about this stuff. Is learning to have the compassion, learning to forgive yourself because this is not this journey of us working on ourselves, mind, body, and spirit, that whole circle of life. This is a journey that's going to go for a very long time. This isn't something short. This isn't like you go to therapy and you go for a year and you're okay. No, some people go to therapy for years and years and years, and it takes them a long time to work through the problems, the traumas, all the different things that they might have going on in their life. Just breaking habits. Habits don't get broken overnight. It takes time to break your habits. It takes time to learn new healthy habits. So don't let yourself fall into that place of thinking this is going to happen overnight and not feeling like you're doing good because you're backsliding or whatever. I mean, you could be 2, 3, 4 years into this and be working on something. So this is life. This is like we have to keep it real. We're human. So we're things like that are going to happen and we have to be able to move on from them and not beat ourselves up about it. And then we did talk about the perfection, us just remembering not to think about this as us being perfect. This is about us healing and getting to the other side of our healing journey and making sure that we feel good during this time that we're doing the healing, that we're not we're actually enjoying this time. Like I said, it is going to be hard, some of the things that we might have to work on, but we still should be enjoying. If we're learning to be in the present moment and we're learning to be aware and more conscious, then we should be finding joy in the fact that we're even diving into any of this. Like that we're not asleep anymore, that we're not just living our lives and ignoring the issues that are going on within our bodies and our minds and our spirits, that we're actually dealing with this stuff that has been burdening us maybe since childhood or whenever the stuff has, been put on you. So it's amazing to actually be in awareness that, okay, I know I have some issues in that. And now I'm dealing with them. I'm learning how to use different tools and I'm bringing different things into my life to make my life easier, to make my life more enjoyable, and to make my life more peaceful. So that's something to be super, super grateful for and super proud of yourself. I don't think we take enough time when we're doing really hard work like this and we're seeing results, whether they're little results, whether they're really big results. We need to make sure that we're taking the time to acknowledge that we are doing the work and that we are actually seeing some really good things happen within ourselves and we're making better decisions. Things are showing up in our life. We're manifesting things. Things are going good for us. So that I think we really need to take the time to do that because this work can be overwhelming. And like I said, this isn't something that happens overnight and it's a long journey. So we need to make sure that we're taking time out to congratulate ourselves and to celebrate in our successes when we are successful and when we are doing the right thing. But those are some things that we can do those are some things that we can consider and that we can work on to make sure that we're staying the course when we are trying to change and when we're really trying to make this change stick. So I really think about those things when we're trying to do better. So I don't think Denise is on here tonight, but Mignon, I'm glad that you are doing better with not worrying and working on that. And are there any tools that you've been using this past week that have been helping you more than others, or anything new that you've been trying? I know for me, my main thing for me is meditation. I know I'm not going to say it's not for everybody, because it is for everybody. It's just you have to take the time to do it, and you have to learn how to do it. And it's really, I promise you, not that hard. I think for most people, we don't think we have the time when we really do have the time. We have to make the time. We always have time. It's just whether or not we're going to actually take the time to make the time. So, making sure that we do that, finding different tools. Let's see what Jan said. Yes, I've been meditating and also planning out my meals. Oh, awesome. That's so great. And meal planning is so helpful. So, when you're really trying to, stick, like now I made enough salad tonight that'll last me until tomorrow. So I have one salad for tonight and one salad for tomorrow, and then the next day I will plan out 2 more days, and that'll take me into Friday, where I'm just doing all my raw foods. So that's excellent. And when we already have it prepared, then we're not feeling so much like, you know I want to eat something else because I don't feel like making dinner. That makes it so much easier. And even if you're out and about, make sure you take healthy snacks with you. Make sure you take your water or your juice or something. So then you're not stopping at random places and wanting to pick up something because you don't have anything. And it helps me with the temptations. Yes, that's what I'm saying. It helps so much with the temptations of not wanting to stop and get something crazy or eat something that the children might be eating, because that will is, I think, like for us as women or whoever does the cooking in the house, because there's plenty of men that do cooking too, but that makes it so hard for whoever is doing the cooking in the house. If you're trying to do a certain thing, with your diet and how you're eating, but you still have to make different types of food for your family. So I know sometimes that can be super hard. So when you have to do things like that, make sure you have your food already prepped and ready, so then you're not tempted and you can really stick to what you're trying to do. So I think we've kind of covered everything tonight. Um, as far as what you want to do to stay the course when you're trying to really stick with some change in your life. So don't hold any guilt if you make some mistakes, guys. Get past it, move on, and keep moving on. Don't go into a landslide where you just feel like, because I fell off, now I'm just going to go all the way crazy with it, and just break whatever it is you're trying to do. Stick with what you're trying to do. If you fell off, you fell off, that's fine. Get back on the horse, keep moving, and don't allow that to stop you from getting to the other side of your journey, because eventually you will get there. And as you go, remember to congratulate yourself, celebrate in the wins, because we're always getting wins if we're doing the work. And just keep going. That's the most important thing, is not to give up on yourself and to keep going. Tomorrow is always another chance to get up and restart and keep it moving. The past is gone, the future is not here yet, and all we have is the present moment. So let's remember to continue to deal with that. Stick with the present moment and what you're doing, and just remember, stay the course as much as possible. And we're not about perfection, we're just about getting to the other side of success. So I enjoyed you guys tonight. If no one else has any questions or anything, we're going to jump off a little bit early, and I will definitely be back on. Oh, this Sunday. This Sunday is the last of the chakra series. This one's going to be really good. This is the crown chakra. So this is all about your higher self. So we are going to be really going within this weekend and really doing some work, learning how to do more work within, and how to really get to our higher. What's the work that we have to do to get to that higher self chakra, which is the crown chakra? How do we keep that chakra in balance? What do we do when it's out of harmony? What types of things show up when it's out of harmony? What types of food and drinks and different things like that should we be eating to make sure that we keep that part of ourselves in harmony. So we're going to go over all those different things about the crown chakra on Sunday at 2:30. So 2:30 to 3:30. Bring your questions, bring your notepad and your pencil so you can take notes. And I promise you it's going to be super amazing. And then we'll jump back on here next Monday with another topic. Please come in next Monday if you guys have any questions, anything you're struggling with. Come in. I would love to do more live coaching on here like we did last weekend. That was really amazing. So any questions that have to do anything with mind, body, and spirit healing. So look at that circle of life. It's in the community. Any area of your life that you might need help with, that you might be struggling with, and you just need some support. That's what I'm here for. Some guidance, helping you to extract the healer out of yourself and to get to, like I said, that other side of healing. So I'll see you guys next Monday, and hopefully I'll see you on Sunday at 2:30. And if not, I'll see you next Monday. So everybody have an awesome week. Peace and blessings.